Hello class 9C. In our last class, we discussed about these topics, crystals and crystallization. We have also seen that how we can obtain crystals. Then we discussed about hydrated and anhydrous substances along with examples. Then lastly we discussed about water of crystallization, and we have seen the example of salts which contain water of crystallization. So this was our last topic. Today we are going to see what are anhydrous substance once again. Anhydrous means it does not contain any water. So a substance is anhydrous if it contains no water. For example, salts lacking their water of crystallization. The term anhydrous is most often applied to crystalline substances when the water of crystallization is removed. So generally the term anhydrous is used where we have got the crystalline substances that involves the removal of water of crystallization. Examples of crystalline substances which do not contain water of crystallization are common salt NaCl, nitrate or potassium nitrate KNO3, sugar C12H22O11, ammonium chloride NH4Cl, etc. So these are the examples of the crystalline substance which do not contain water of crystallization, and they are anhydrous substance, we can say. Next, a very important term, efflorescence. What does it mean? A phenomenon where a compound loses its water of crystallization on exposure to dry air is called efflorescence. So it is the process where a compound loses its water of crystallization when exposed to dry air. That we call efflorescence, and substances showing efflorescence are called efflorescent substances. So the substance which undergoes such process we call it as efflorescent substances. Examples of efflorescent substances: washing soda, which is hydrated sodium carbonate. So the formula is this one, Na2CO3.10H2O. When it is exposed to dry air, it will lose 9 molecules of water. Similarly, a Glover's salt is sodium hydrated sodium sulfate, Na2SO4.10H2O. When it is exposed to dry air, this 10 molecules of water, that is water of crystallization, will be removed and it will form sodium sulfate salt. Similarly, Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate heptahydrated MgSO4 7H2O. When it exposed to dry air, it loses 6 molecules of water. So we can call it as efflorescent substances. So a phenomenon where a compound loses its water of crystallization on exposure to dry air, we call it as efflorescence. Next important term is deliquescence. Certain water soluble substances, when exposed to the atmosphere at ordinary temperatures, absorb moisture from atmospheric air. So there are certain water soluble substances, when we keep in the open atmosphere at ordinary temperature, what will happen? They'll absorb the moisture from the surrounding and become moist, loses their crystalline form, and ultimately dissolve in the absorbed water, forming a saturated solution. So to understand this deliquescence, we can take the example of a common salt or table salt or salt that we eat, NaCl. So just keep a small amount of sodium chloride in a plate in the open space. After some time, you'll observe that it will absorb all the moistures surrounding to it, and it will start melting it, and ultimately you can find the solutions of that. So this process is called as deliquescence. Such a substance is called deliquescent substance, and the phenomenon is called deliquescency. So such substances are called as deliquescent substance, and the process we call this as deliquescency or deliquescence. Examples: caustic soda NaOH, caustic potash KOH, magnesium chloride MgCl2, zinc chloride ZnCl2, calcium chloride CaCl2, and ferric chloride FeCl3. All these are examples of deliquescent substance. That means they have got the property to absorb the moisture and to become moist. Okay. note, table salt, that is sodium chloride, turns moist and ultimately forms a solution, as I explained, on exposure to air, especially during the rainy season. And this happens why? Though pure sodium chloride is not deliquescence, the commercial version of the salt contain impurities. So the pure sodium chloride is not deliquescent, that means it does not have much absorbing property, but the commercial one contain impurities like magnesium chloride and calcium chloride, which are deliquescent substances. So they absorb the moisture, become moist, and ultimately form a solution. This kind of impurity can be removed by passing a current of dry hydrogen chloride gas through a saturated solution of the affected salt. Pure sodium chloride is produced as a precipitate, which can be recovered by filtering and washing, first with a little water and finally with alcohol. So this is how deliquescent substance can be dried. Today's assignment number 7. Question number 1. What are anhydrous substances? Just correct it. This is question number 2. Give 3 examples of crystalline substances which do not contain water of crystallization. Question number 3. Define efflorescence. Question number 4. Give 2 examples of efflorescent substances. Question number 5. What is deliquescence? Give 3 examples of compounds showing deliquescency. And lastly, question number 6. Explain why table salt becomes sticky on exposure to humid air during the rainy season. Complete this assignment and send it in my mail.